Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Dan-A-Plooza. My guest at this time is returning guest. You may have known her as being with many multiple different skills. You may have known her for being the burlesque performer. You may have known her for the aerial artist and instructor, the dance teacher, the performer, the choreographer, all those many different wonderful hats. And also check out her social media at Coco Lafousfous on Instagram. Ladies and gentlemen, the very talented multi-star Coco Lafousfous is back.
It's so good to be back. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. um, I do enjoy your lovely nails. They are very lovely indeed.
I know I'm having a hard time not
Playing.
playing. The tap dancer in me is like, make noise, make.
I also think of like Lady Deathstrike from X-Men, with the
I always think of oh God, I'm drawing a blank on their name, but the Guillermo del Toro character.
Oh, Pan's Labyrinth, yeah, with
Yeah,
Doug Jones.
those really big hands.
I will let Doug Jones know.
Oh yeah, that I mean, love that character. So good. Just the
Oh,
hand
I
of that.
know. You need to have one of your performance be 3D, and then you could have the jet
Well,
finger.
these want to fall off. So I was like, these will be perfect for an interview. We still haven't nailed, pun intended, how to do them for a stage show because they love to fall off. So once we figure out how to keep them from falling off and from poking myself in the eye, watch for them in future shows.
It's also great then if you need somebody, you're like, come here. Yeah, that's the long.
Make a strong impression or like, let me get that out of your eye. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. But you're like anybody. Look, even in the back row, you can see because.
You there, here, now.
Very hocus pocusy.
Very Hocus Pocus, very Lady Gaga. I'm trying to give my Gaga vibes because I mean, she's always been a very personal inspiration to
Yeah.
me. But lately, so these last week, I revived my acro chair act where I did a Lady Gaga impersonation. I have like a silver sequins jumpsuit. I have thigh high sequins boots. But because I can't go full impersonator, like that is a wonderful gig for some people. It's not quite me. So I keep my red hair. I keep my own style there. So I got to perform in her last week at Can Wonderland in St. Paul. And
Yeah.
then starting tonight and for the next week, I have a very special Lady Gaga performance with the Limelight Burlesque, which you can watch anywhere. It is a virtual burlesque competition. So if you can find me on social media, you'll see me posting about it. Get tickets; they're not terribly expensive, and it's just a lot of fun show. And I'm doing an aerial burlesque act, and I won't spoil too much about it. It is a little spooky, a little creepy. And I will say that while we were filming it it really took a toll on my body. So if you guys could come watch it, appreciate the effort that I put into the art.
I I also get the Cindy Lauper vibe too.
I'm somewhere between Cindy and Gaga with like a mix of like horror.
Cindy Gaga, that's what.
Lady Cindy Gaga who will haunt your nightmares.
Welcome to Gaga time. I think you could give a run for the money for Robert Englund in Nightmare on Elm
Don't take a bathtub anywhere in your dream, or don't take a bath in your dreams. I will get you.
I don't have to worry. I just have my bed and the old school TV with the box in the back, so I can only fall through my mattress.
You could fall through your mattress. I could come out of the TV. Like there, I'll get you. I'll get you. I mean,
Like I'm just trying to cash on that Johnny Depp, payday.
well, Johnny Depp, all he did was give people great haircuts.
Yeah.
He didn't really hurt anybody. He just hurt himself.
um. So, has there been any challenges for you this year as a performer?
There's been a lot of different challenges this year. I mean, it's only March, so we've still got plenty of challenges ahead of us. But within this own year, I've been really working on my own health. I've been working on my mental health and my physical health. And while those things are difficult on their own, mixing that up with trying to be a performer where the idea is you want to be confident, you want to give the audience entertainment, you don't really want to show that you're in pain, you don't really want to show people that you're struggling, you want to kind of give your audience something to inspire to, and you want to give them that sensation of entertainment because, I mean, even though I've been struggling, so is everybody. These are rough times. So it's been a mix of trying to work on myself, but then also not wanting to be too vulnerable because it's a hard time out there for everybody. And so I always want to keep a little bit of escapism in all of my performances and all of anytime I teach. I always want to kind of allow my students or my audience to feel like they're escaping their reality and joining a more fun. That would be my challenge. Just working on myself, but I don't want to be too public about it. Keeping it a little secret on this podcast.
um, it reminded me when you just said secret. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. I've got a secret. 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 um, I've also been working on my health. I do yoga now. That's the newest thing that I do.
Yes.
It's it's DDP yoga. You can't just say yoga. You have to say he gets mad. But
I mean, somewhere out there's a yogi that's like, what kind of yoga? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Yes, yeah. So with his, it's got dynamic resistance in there, So it's like teaching your body to get strength in your core, and I'll tell you, so I've been doing this, and then I have my own little yoga mat in the living room, and I'll be getting ready for the downward dog position, and Tilly will go meow and jump on my back, and look, it's not downward cat, all right? I'm sorry. I didn't come up with
That one's later. Right now we're doing down dog.
Yeah, and literally because I do the cat arch into the downward dog, I'm sitting there, and so literally I have Tilly on my back, I'm arching and letting this and arching, and then I do downward dog, and I literally do downward dog in this position, and Tilly's on my back the whole time, just all nestled,
Oh, that sounds so sweet. A few times I've had my cat interrupt my yoga practice or my aerial warm up. She's almost always just trying to actively push me over. She's giving me head bumps, no, play with me, play with me. I'm like, can you get on my back and help me with this stretch?
Tilly's really cute when it comes to when I'm doing yoga. Tilly has 4 different stages. Tilly, if I'm doing this and I'm relaxing and stretching and going into a safety zone and stretch and I have my arms in front, Tilly will go and lay her arms in front, she's doing it with me,
The emotional support cats provide.
if I'm doing the downward dog working into that, she'll like lay on the back and be like, "Hey, can you scratch my back or my tummy?"
Here, I'm waiting for attention. Gimme, gimme,
Yeah.
gimme.
So she'll do that. So sometimes she'll try and do that, or she'll just sit in the chair and look at you and be like, "What are you doing?"
I have one cat who, like, if I start doing my PT exercises or if I start doing yoga, she'll just sit on her cat tower and she'll just yell at meow, what are you doing? Meow, pay attention. Meow, like just yelling at me from her cat tower, like the diva that she is. I don't know where she gets
We there is one move, and it's based out of wrestling. It's the diamond cutter, so it's doing this move, and
it.
like you're doing this for dynamic resistance, within your arms, and you have to like do this and stretch and then come to this T formation and then like flex. So like the guys were all like like doing that. And like with Tilly, like I'll be like doing that and I'll be like, yeah, and then you hear yeah, like just hear it like 5-10 seconds later of me.
Oh my god, I love it so much.
So then I say she does DDP kitty yoga, and that's her thing. Work her little abs and but
I mean, kitty yoga almost always ends with a nap, so I'm okay with it.
but she hates the treadmill that I'm on. Like does not like it. Like I'll be on there and she'll be like, "What is that?"
Why are you running in place? Come on,
Yeah.
play with me or feed me.
And then like when I'm done, she'll be like trying to figure out what it is.
Oh, Tilly's such a sweet cat.
And then she'll sit on and then I'll pull it and she'll be like I know like it.
All my cats hate my fitness so much that like my foam roller has bites taken out of it. My yoga mat has scratch marks in it. I use like a tennis ball for some things and they will hide my tennis ball from me. They're like,
um
no, don't work out, just take a nap, you're fine.
yeah. Tilly's having a issue with the other cat I'm moving in with, my mom's cat, because it wants attention all the time. And like it wants to do the touch nose, but it wants to do it like 10 times in a row. Like it just wants to keep touching noses. Like and,
Oh,
and Tilly doesn't want, because she's just coming in there and it's like touch, touch, and she's just like, and then she just goes because she's like too close.
I don't like it.
Yeah, she looks at me like, Dad, she's doing it again.
Make her stop.
And she wants to do that not once, but like every 5 minutes, she wants to play touch noses again. And my mom's cat is 8 and mine is 6. So, she just wants to uh she's lonely, she just wants attention, but like Tilly's like, no. We've done that 3 times already.
It's enough, stop it.
I know. She doesn't mind like the first 2 times, but like the third time she's like, mm.
Oh my god, cats are so hilarious. I love cats.
And then like she'll sit next to me and Celie, that's the other name of the cat. So Celie will come over and she's like looking, she's like, we're gonna touch noses. And my cat's like, Dad, And so we each had one on the armchair. They're just like licking and everything like that.
Oh my gosh. I love
But Tilly will roar like the Lion King. Like she'll do this, and then her mouth will get alley bag, and just to she'll just roar, and then it's to keep Celia away from her. But that's her defense mechanism. She just is like roar. I'm like, all right, let's get off Pride Rock, Simba, and find you Pumbaa and Timon, and you can chill.
This is your warning. Leave me alone.
Yeah, she does. She'll. I'll have to film it next time because she's like, "Argh," like a part of me just wants to put her on a rock, and be like, "Ah, da, da, da," just have her do that.
Oh my god, that's too funny.
But yeah, she's all about like space. So they do the social distance game. Like Tilly will come in the room and Tilly's here, and then Seely's here, and then
Oh my god, I love it. I love
yeah. So Tilly, she's getting used to her, but I'll have to let you know the next time when I film it. But yeah, she literally sat in the kitchen chair on the table like this because Seely kept going around the kitchen table, and me being ever the opportunist, I played the Jaws theme like ning 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 ning. Ning. But I'll have to send you pictures of Tilly in the chair because she looks so adorable with her little hands on the table, looking like this.
always more cat videos. I always need more cat videos in my
I was like, Tilly, you're gonna need a bigger chair. She's like, I know.
life. Oh my god, yes to Jaws forever.
Yes, so I played that, and it was like dun 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 dun. And then she looked at me like I was making fun of the experience.
Out of here.
So it's always funny. I always play different theme songs when they interact. I'll play The Odd Couple. Da, 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 da. Da, da, da. She'll just be like, meow. But
Oh.
we could talk about cats forever, but let's get back to some other things. Well, I always laugh at it's the South Park episode where they are doing newscasters and the other boy competing him just does cute cat videos and he beats them in the ratings by just doing cutesy wootsy cat stuff. So
I, I was like, I don't think I know that one. And all of a sudden, all the pieces clicked. And I was like, oh, that's right. They're like, half of it is trying to be full Nellie Bly, where they're doing like undercover journalism and they're
yeah,
trying to get to the heart of a problem in the city. And the other journalist is just like, and here's my cat.
yeah, they're just videos and everything. And when I worked at the news station, our news director got a kick out of it because we would do news, and then the other news station would have animal pets, and he would play that episode sometimes, and we would afterwards, and we'd laugh.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it so much.
So, but I wanted to also ask, are you a fan of the Masked Singer? That show?
That show, okay, tragically, I feel like I would have been, but tragically, that show started right around the time where I like kind of went all streaming and don't really have a real TV anymore. So
Yeah,
I don't, I, I want to think, I want to say it's on like Peacock, but like I don't,
yeah.
I pretty much have funneled all of my streaming into like Plex, and so if it's not in that one little streaming website, I don't get to watch it.
There's YouTube clips.
And I've heard good things. I think like T-Pain won a
Yeah,
season or something
he was he
because
was
no
the
everybody
monster.
T-Pain can sing.
Yeah. The first season was good. They had T-Pain, he was the monster. He was like all furry and everything, and he did American Woman. He had a little leather jacket and he had a little microphone and
Yeah, I remember hearing an interview from him where he said something along the lines of like, my agent said it was going to be like 2 weeks max, and then they just nobody figured out who I was, and I just had to keep showing up and I kept showing up, and then I won.
yeah. They couldn't guess him at all. Some people thought he was Jamie Foxx, which I thought that was a good guess. Someone thought he was Michael Vick, football player.
No.
And
Oh,
then someone thought he was Darius Rucker, which I thought that was a good guess.
I mean, I guess I'm just confused because I'm like, how have people not all seen his NPR Tiny Desk performance, which to me
Yeah,
is the quintessential T-Pain, where he's acoustic. And like as
mhm,
soon as you hear that, it's like, oh, now I know what T-Pain sounds like without auto tune. But
exactly. And then the one girl, she's like, I think it's CeeLo, but I'm not convinced, so I'm convinced it's CeeLo Green.
that I mean that is too. The other week in one of my aerial hammock classes for our savasana at the end, we did we did the T-Pain Tiny Desk where he's just singing acoustically about needing drinks to drink so he can get drunk. And everyone else was like, this is my meditation. I'm relaxing to the sounds of T-Pain telling me about hitting up the club. It was so delightful.
Yeah. He did a lot of good songs. I like when he did I don't want to be anything other than what I've been trying to be lately, other than a prison guard's son. That was amazing.
He's really underrated for sure.
Yeah. And Donny Osmond was in the first one too, so yeah, he was the peacock. He was.
I mean, kudos to their casting director because the way that they get such a broad spectrum of talent is beyond me.
Yeah. And then I really liked when they had Joey Fatone. He was the rabbit, and then Wayne Brady was the fox. He was like a mechanical fox, like he had mechanical steampunk.
Yes, I mean Wayne Brady, in my opinion, can do no wrong ever. Wayne Brady.
Yeah, I he's the only one I really haven't met from Who's Line other than Drew.
Oh, I mean, I guess it was a year ago, 2 years ago at this point. I was very fortunate enough to get cast on Let's Make a Deal, so I got to meet
Oh,
Wayne Brady, and he is
yeah.
just as charming in real life as he is on TV. He was just a delight. I got to drop into a split for Wayne Brady. It was one of it's like me and Hulu being like, I can do a split, Wayne Brady. Can I have two iPhones? And he's like, yes, you have won two iPhones.
Oh man. Yeah, he's a great guy. I met Colin Mockery. He's hilarious.
Yeah.
Um, he's from Canada, I believe.
Yeah, all Canadians are funny is the stereotype of uh,
Yeah.
I attribute to.
Him and then Greg Proops. He was the other one. Uh, so he's a funny guy. I haven't met Ryan Stiles. That was always one of my favorites growing up.
That show was, I was gonna say it was Dynamite, but I think they brought it back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the CW.
yeah.
And
With the host, whose name is I love her in Archer, and I cannot think of her the
oh,
actress.
it's Aisha Tyler.
Aisha Tyler. Yes,
Yeah.
Dynamite woman.
I like that she does a little bit of sets, but she's not kind of like the butt of the jokes like Drew kind of was, with some of the stuff.
She always seems like she's in on it. Yeah, she's never just like no one's reaching to hurt or like make fun of her, but like she's in as part of the joke. She's very fun. Love Aisha Tyler.
Oh yeah. It's so funny, but that's where my improv began. Like I watched him that show, and then I joined 3 or 4 improv teams. So
Oh, that's so cool.
oh yeah. I it also makes you really test because we used to do one word story and then you'd be like, wait, do I know my alphabet? C. No, we're not on C. Shoot. What letter?
A little bit of improv training in high school, and it was a lot of the games I ended up running into like dyslexic issues where it was like you had to start like the one word story and it's like okay whatever the last letter is and I'm like I can't spell I don't know what the last letter is I don't even know what the first letter is I can't I'm not an improver I can't like, it just very quickly made me give up on any dreams of being an improver with my fear of my dyslexia being shelved.
um but yeah, I would change stuff up like for the dating game. I would try and do an accent sometimes as the contestant. Like I would speak Spanish or or French.
I remember there was once I got in trouble with my improv teacher because we were supposed to be making fun of a reality show, and then the show that we got assigned was a America's Home Extreme Home Makeover, um, and and I kind of like at that time already knew how formulaic it was and how like every family kind of had a tragedy that occurred to them. So I tried to play a joke off of that, and the teacher was like, "Nope, we're shutting the scene down. You're not allowed to make fun." Like, apparently that was too far in 2009. So I was like, "Oh, okay. Sorry, I made fun of the show. I thought that was the point."
I I I think the one of the funniest ones I've ever done and the challenging is we had to do like 90 seconds of movie trailer and we did Lord of the Rings, like two people and like it's hard sometimes because if you pick the same character, like then you've done that, but it worked out well because we picked Gollum, so someone was Smeagol and somebody was Gollum, so it was like we were looking at a mirror, like doing
Back and forth really
yeah,
well.
so we did the back and forth, so that was the one time that did. And then Harry Potter, when I was in college, I didn't care much for Harry Potter, and they would always give me Harry Potter just to see if I what I would make up.
Oh my god, I've only recently started to change my mind on I will say the Harry Potter universe.
hmm
I'm very clear about that. But it was funny because I remember in college telling people, I was like, oh yeah, like I never got into Harry Potter, wasn't into it. And I would have people like in my theater group or friends actively be like, we can't be friends anymore. You don't like Harry Potter. Like, okay, then I guess we can't be friends anymore because I didn't read this children's book. Whoops.
Yeah, that's oh man. Yeah, it's such a tough challenge, especially when you don't know it. Like sometimes people I would only know Harry, then so would take that character. I'm like, no. So eventually like I had to learn some of the characters because I would be like, no, I'm your other brother Harry.
I'm the other one. Oh god,
Yes,
I
we're
said
going up at
something
birth, we're twins.
like Harry Potter doesn't have a brother. He's an only child. His parents
I
divorced.
know. The people who get mad that I wouldn't make up shit.
I'm sorry, I didn't know Harry Potter didn't have a brother. I was a Lord of the Rings fan. I liked the series of unfortunate events. I didn't have time for the wizarding world of Harry Potter.
I go, it's in the deleted scenes that have yet to be released. Like I would just stay. I would stay with it. I would just make up.
I mean, I don't know what it was. At least the people I were around were like very aggressive about, you didn't like Harry Potter, you're not in our club anymore. I'm like, what? Maybe I didn't want to be in your club. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening.
I think the best one we ever did was we did Monty Python one time, and there was four of us, and we were and we had the coconuts and we were doing all that and we totally played that and the whole newt and the rabbits and I am Tim. We played like all the stuff. It's only supposed to be 90 seconds. We just kept doing it for rehearsal.
I mean, I've always been a big fan of Monty Python. It's just tragic that, at least for myself, I feel like I've watched it to death. Like I need at least
Yeah.
another years before I could go back and enjoy any of that comedy because it's like, if you enjoy it too much, you just kind of ruin it for yourself. You're like, oh, I know what joke's coming, and it won't still have that zest of fun to it anymore because I'm expecting it and I know what's gonna happen. So, give it another 10 years and then maybe I'll be able to go back and enjoy Monty
Yeah.
Python. Maybe.
Yeah, you have to revisit it, you have to push the parameter.
I just wish I could watch it again for the first time. Like I just wish I could like quick amnesia every every Monty Python joke, forget that it existed, and then like watch.
Exactly. Yeah. Or just watch it in reverse, you know?
Well, I've started to kind of branch apart to like recently I watched Brazil, which is
Hmm.
one of the Monty Pythons from Minnesota. My yay!
Yay!
He produced the show Brazil, which is a very 1984, but like on acid because there's just a lot of bizarre things that happen. You have like one of the heroes is an air duct repairman. There's a random woman. There's a samurai made out of like air conditioning equipment. Like it's just so bizarre. It's a little long. I'll give it that. But it is just like if you can handle that slow paced 80s film, Brazil's a good trip, for lack of better.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to say or promote here on Dan-A-Plooza today as we wrap it up?
Come watch me on Limelight Burlesque. It is available everywhere for the next week.
Yes.
Otherwise, you can follow me everywhere on Coco Lafousfous. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm on TikTok. Find me, and you will find out what I'm doing next and where I am next. And if you're really desperate to book me, you can hit cocolafoufou@gmail.com. Come find me. Let's be weird together.
All right, that's going to wrap it up. Stay tuned for our next guest from the Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling. Roxy will be on Dan-A-Plooza. So take care and have a good night.
Bye.